Rumors have sparked yet again that Addison Rae may be dating Jack Harlow after he spoke about her in a recent interview. And James Charles is facing yet again another lawsuit by an ex-employee who claimed that he overworked her, underpaid her, and made her do ridiculous things like shave his butt for his iconic Coachella look. Stay tuned. Alright y'all, if you haven't seen from my previous videos, which I will link above, you'd know that there was major drama between Bryce Hall and Addison Rae after Addison Rae was caught getting cuddly with Bryce Hall in the morning and with Jack Harlow the same night.
You guys, so Addison Rae was caught hanging out with Jack Harlow at the Triller fight over the weekend. Apparently they were hanging out all weekend. She even followed his best friend on Instagram. Fans noticed that this was Addison's hand in Jack's picture, the nails. But Addison was also hanging out with her ex-boyfriend Bryce Hall all weekend. After the stuff about Jack and Addison came out, Bryce tweeted and he was like, "I'm about to explode, man." Then he goes, "Downgrade." And then, sleeping with me, telling me you love me, then sneaking around with someone else, that hurts. And for real this time, Bryce has unfollowed Addison on Instagram.
After the rumors had spread like wildfire that Addison and Jack were supposedly dating, Addison tweeted out, "I'm single," as a way to let everyone know that she is not officially dating anyone. And the media had cooled down after that, until Jack Harlow was in a recent interview and talked about a certain TikToker. He goes on to say how he thought she was very pretty and had great hip movements in her TikToks while he was FaceTiming her and looking at her page.
I was on TikTok last night and I was on FaceTime with a TikToker and I was going through her page with her. And before I had really sat and looked at her videos, I was like, she's cute, lighthearted, you know what I'm saying? I started watching the videos and her sex appeal just came out. And I really like it because it activates something. I like the faces that are made. I like the hip movements. I like, and it's crazy you asked me this today because this is something new I've felt in the last 12 hours.
Now, clearly after this, fans were 100% sure that this was about Addison since the description seems to match her perfectly. And the media was probably right because just a few hours later of that interview being posted, the YouTube video had been privated. Many believe this has to do with Addison's team forcing Pitchfork, the interview company, to take it down. Why does he sound so creepy? It's creepy because he's sexualizing her. Women can't have fun on the internet without men only looking at it as if it's meant to attract them. If it's intentionally sexual, enjoy it and move on, because you're not more special than the million other people watching. Yeah, this is creepy.
We tried to get Bryce Hall on this show because it seems like Addison Rae, Jack Harlow, and Bryce Hall are in a little bit of a love triangle.
Bryce is tweeting like crazy right now.
Yeah, because they were like
situation.
hanging out. Well, like stuff leaked of him and Addison all like hanging out and kissing each other at the event too. So everyone was like, "Oh, Addison's back."
And then it leaks Jack Harlow and Addison at the same event.
I think we gotta just come to grips with a lot of what we're talking about is very pretty, young, horny people just bouncing around doing their thing.
I mean, fans make a point. He didn't seem very respectful while describing Addison, but I want to hear y'all's opinion too. Do you think Jack Harlow was talking about Addison Rae in the interview? Do you think it was Addison's team who took it down? Let me know in the comments. So, speaking of drama, one of the most problematic YouTubers by the name of James Charles has yet again got himself in another scandal. I swear, this kid has to write a Notes app apology letter like every other week. I mean, a few weeks ago, he gets exposed for texting underage kids, and today he's in a lawsuit with an ex-employee? Let me explain. So, if you didn't hear, James Charles is currently under even more hot water after an ex-employee came out with a public statement claiming how James was underpaying her as well as overworking her. She goes on to say how he would curse at her like saying the B word, and even asked that she help him shave his butt for his Coachella look a few years back. Imagine having to go over and essentially pick James up out of bed, tell him to brush his teeth, tell him, "Okay, what do you want to eat? Okay, someone is coming to do your laundry. Okay, I'm going to get your laundry, I guess. Okay, time to start filming. You don't want to film? Well, we both know you have to, so please let's think about it," Rockline said. She also said Charles walked around the house naked in front of her, called Rockline names like the B word, and once texted her, "Kelly, I might need your help shaving my butt," in preparation for a revealing Coachella outfit. Rockline said the conduct made her extremely uncomfortable. But actually, this time James Charles stayed ahead of the game and returned to social media briefly to record a 7-minute video before this article came out addressing the rumors and let everyone know that she was not underpaid and was actually paid $72,000 a year. He goes on to say that many of the allegations she said are bizarre and false just so she can pressure James to give her a larger amount of money.
As well, I really miss you guys. Don't worry, this is not my return to social media. But unfortunately, I am logging in today because I feel as though I am being cornered and have to make yet another public statement. I know people are sick of these. I don't blame you. I'm not even going to bother writing out like a whole notes app thing today. I'm just going to hit record and start talking to you guys one-on-one because there's a lot that I want to talk about, and hopefully whoever wants to listen can just listen. As you guys know, for the past couple of weeks, I have obviously been offline. I've been taking time away to learn, to reflect, to talk to professionals, and most importantly, to try to help better the situation that happened recently in any way that I possibly can. I've been quiet online, but things behind the scenes have not been so quiet. There's a lot going on, and I currently feel as though the situation that I was in is being taken advantage of, and I feel as though I'm being blackmailed, which is why I wanted to film this video today. For those who are not aware, for the last 2 years now, I've been dealing with an ongoing lawsuit from one of my previous employees. This is something that I have never spoken about, I've never mentioned, because I wanted to keep it private out of respect for her, and the fact that it's literally an ongoing litigation, but she's now speaking about it, which is just perfect time considering everything else that's going on. Basically, when I was 18, I moved to LA. I was living in my downtown apartment, as you guys know, and my YouTube channel was just starting to take off. I was filming and editing 3 videos a week by myself for my channel, and I really just wanted help, so I hired an editor. This person worked for me and then was later promoted to my producer, which means she was no longer editing, she was helping me film videos and was like my right-hand person for a salary of $72,000 a year. She only worked for me for about 6 months and then was let go, and now I am being sued. The suit is all online. You can read through it if you really want to, but it basically alleges that she was wrongfully terminated, overworked, and underpaid, all of which are untrue. I have a very, very small team. I've always had a small team. There are not many ex-employees because most of my team members have been with me for a really long time now. My team is like family to me. I love them all so much. You guys know a lot of them from being in the background of my YouTube videos, and I stand behind the fact that they are very, very well taken care of. The fact that this is like even attempting to become a narrative, it makes me feel like sick to my stomach because it is wildly, wildly untrue, and I am so grateful for the people around me. The case also kind of makes it seem like she's just trying to get back like the wages that she feels like she should have been paid for her work, which I wish were the truth, because in reality this suit is actually for hundreds of thousands of dollars. If you're not familiar with cases like this, they're unfortunately pretty common in like the entertainment industry, but they usually don't actually make it to court, which may sound weird, but it's for 2 different reasons. The first one being they are ridiculously long. This was filed 2 years ago. People are only finding out about it like now, but we are not even close to getting an actual court date yet. So it is a long, long process and quite a headache. Because it's so long, reason number 2 is it gets really, really expensive really fast for the defendant, which in this case is myself. So most of the time the defendant will settle, which basically means paying an amount of money to the person making the suit to just drop it and move on. And I'm not going to act like this was not an option for me. Settling is oftentimes a good option, a smarter option, because it's faster, it's cheaper, and it's a lot less of a headache. She is suing me. She has sued other YouTubers in the past. She was bragging on Twitter about how she just settled another case recently, so this is clearly a thing. But settling is no longer an option that's on the table, and I'm going to tell you why. This past week, I was reached out to for comment about a news article that is coming soon, and I learned that she is talking to the press about this lawsuit and what it was like to work for me as an employee. However, she's adding a ton of absolutely ridiculous, absurd, untrue, defamatory, just the craziest claims you could ever imagine. And in my opinion, it's an attempt to pressure me into making a much, much higher settlement offer. Once again, I'm talking hundreds of thousands of dollars. These claims range everything from I was so lazy, she had to force me to get out of my bed and brush my teeth, and without her, I would have never made a single video or a single dollar. But also things much more serious and disgusting, such as that I used to say the N-word around her all the time. This is just perfect, convenient timing as well, considering this past weekend, my old Twitter account, which I have not accessed since 2016, and only has 1 tweet, I guess was hacked last year, and the hacker publicly tweeted somebody the N-word, and people actually thought that it was me. The worst part about all of this, though, is that if I were, in some universe, to make this ungodly amount of settlement money, if I was to pay it, I'm sure a lot of you are smart enough to take a guess as to what would happen to these claims. They would be retracted and they would magically go away. I I can believe this. I shouldn't say that. I just don't want to believe this. I'm sorry, I'm at a loss for words. This is just disgusting. I know that my lawyer has been like a topic of conversation, a meme, a part of my internet persona for a while now, and I get it. But contrary to popular belief, I have never, ever paid anybody to speak or to not speak about me, and this will not be the first time that I do it. It just won't. And unfortunately, at this point, my only option is to pursue this to the fullest extent of the law and hope that one day, whenever it does get to a courtroom in the future, justice will be served. The problem, though, and why I'm making this video today, is because until that happens one day, we are dealing with the court of public opinion, which is a very, very different situation. And it's a court that is not on my side right now, which is just frustrating because, like I mentioned earlier, I feel as though this is all just to pressure me. There has been 2 years of timed opportunity to speak about any of this stuff. But now it's happening, and now we're going to the press, and now we're doing this back and forth. It feels so wrong to me. I wanted to make this video today to give anybody who may care and any of my followers some sort of background, some sort of explanation, some sort of insight into what's...
Yikes, looks like James has gotten himself in a lot of hot water yet again. But I want to hear y'all's opinion too. Do you believe James Charles when he says the allegations are all false? Or do you agree with this ex-employee and believe she's saying the truth? Let me know in the comments. Anyways, that's all for today's tea. As always, don't forget to like, subscribe, and click the bell icon to be notified for videos posted every Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at 10 p.m. Lots of love.